Right now on KGW News at noon, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students made a final court appearance before trial. What we learned regarding the logistics of the trial. Plus, an Oregon City apartment complex engulfed in fire this morning. The latest on the investigation and later.
We want to address the root causes of their homelessness. And we celebrate when people make a step toward getting off the streets.
Multnomah County is set to stop distributing tents and tarps. How the county plans to support those living on the streets going forward. Your news at noon starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm China Green. We just learned an hour ago that the Oregon State Police Department served multiple search warrants at the West Coast Game Park Safari near Bandon. Now, the park is a popular tourist attraction just off Highway 101. We don't know many details right now, but they are searching the property for additional evidence in a lengthy criminal investigation concerning animal care, welfare, permitting, and business practices. The park has had several violations in the last few months during inspections by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Among the violations include multiple big cats seemingly malnourished. The park is closed right now while it's going on. Community members and visitors are encouraged to avoid the facility. In one of the last hearings before a trial, the judge in the case of University of Idaho murders shared a timeline of the trial expected to start in late July. Brian Koberger is accused of murdering 4 students in 2022 and is facing the death penalty. The judge says jury selection will begin on July 30th, followed by opening statements on August 11th. Then the defense and prosecution will review the judge's questionnaire that will be sent to potential jurors, but the public won't see those questions. The judge says he wants to get around 55 potential jurors for the selection process. And he also went over how seating will work for victims and the public in the courtroom.
I am going to reserve 2 seats for the 2 surviving roommates who are technically victims of the burglary. I don't know whether they would have any desire to be here. I suspect not, given the way they've been treated in the media.
Attorneys told the judge that they don't want the live stream to show certain witness faces due to protection. The judge, however, said that would take some convincing because he has to balance public interest. This morning, the Supreme Court heard arguments over the legal battles around birthright citizenship. Since President Donald Trump took office, judges around the country have issued 40 nationwide injunctions on the president's order to end birthright citizenship. The justices are weighing whether the lower court judges have the authority to issue national injunctions. Today, several conservative justices signaled reservations with that issue. The decision is expected in June. All right, taking a look from our Rose City Sky Cam as we head to Rod Hill for a look at the forecast. Pretty cloudy out there right now.
Yeah, the day's on track for what we believe will continue to happen. We didn't think we'd get any sun today. Certainly we won't. Clouds, if anything, are thickening. And you see this, well, first off, you see the big band of clouds offshore. And then this is light rain being picked up on the radar. And it is now raining lightly along the coast. That is certainly at least some misty weather from the Astoria column camera looking out over the Astoria Meckler Bridge. Light rain being reported now at the airport in Astoria 53. We thought that would start somewhere around the noon hours, so that's right on track. So far, not raining when you get south down into Lincoln County. Here's the Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City, but you folks will literally start to see some raindrops at any moment. Now in the valley, we thought we'd be dry into the afternoon hours. We're still all dry right now, so check that box. We're at 56 degrees. We're on track to see rain coming in. On average, the models love 3 o'clock. Some of them like 2 o'clock, but certainly it's raining later this afternoon for the afternoon drive home at 4, 5, 6, and still plenty of shower activity in the area at 8 o'clock. Notice the cool temperatures. Again, it's what, 12:04 right now. You have probably at least 2 more hours in Portland with dry weather, maybe 3 before it starts to rain. China, back to you.
Thank you, Ron. In developing news, an apartment complex in Oregon City went up in flames overnight. Sunrise reporter Ashley Grams was there this morning and breaks down what we know.
The fire is out now, but the damage to a few of these apartments is extensive. These balconies just completely burned. You could see where the flames came through these sliding glass windows. We're just off Highway 213, not far from Clackamas Community College. Oregon City police tell us the fire started at about 3 this morning, and they say no one was hurt. A resident shared this video with us early this morning. He says he woke up hearing the fire, the cracking of wood. Clackamas firefighters rushed in to help. It looks like about 4 units are affected. There's still no word on on what caused this fire. We've reached out to Clackamas County for more information. In Oregon City, Ashley Grams, KGW News.
And in Clackamas County, community members shared their excitement and support today for a proposal to redevelop the old county courthouse in Oregon City. So this comes after a new Clackamas County courthouse was built and is set to open next Monday. A county committee has approved a proposal to replace the 87-year-old courthouse with a mixed-use commercial building, which includes about 80 residential units.
This proposal aligns with what truly sustains a vibrant, healthy Main Street. It brings housing that supports round-the-clock activity, retail space to serve residents and visitors, additional parking, a public space to gather and to celebrate, and a design that honors our historic roots.
The fact that it includes housing and parking creates an entirely new dimension to downtown Oregon City in the evenings that they haven't had ever.
The county expects the current courthouse on Main Street to be fully vacated by September. A major policy shift in the Portland Metro. Multnomah County says it plans to stop handing out tents and tarps to people living on the street. Catherine Cook has the details on the change.
Ham and cheese.
In southeast Portland,
We're just showing up,
Union Gospel Mission's search and rescue team
learning people's names, hearing their stories.
is helping people living on the streets. People like Matt.
I'm doing the best I can.
He and others are learning that the county's homeless services will no longer give away tents and tarps.
I think it's the right thing for them to do, you know, to get people off the streets. If they have no tent to sleep in, then they have to find shelter.
I think it's an important change.
County commissioners announced the new rule Wednesday during a budget work session. Starting May 27th, they'll limit tent distribution to severe cold weather events only. However, they'll keep sharing other supplies like hygiene kits, sleeping bags, and blankets. As part of a budget reduction, the move will save the county close to $1 million. Officials say that's not their only reason for doing it.
I want to, really make clear that our goal is to make sure that people in our community are safe and housed. And as we build more shelter beds and place more people in housing, our need to hand out supplies to help people survive will decrease. And that's a good thing. And this rule reflects that.
This is also an important acknowledgement about the real impacts that unmanaged encampments have on public health, safety, accessibility, livability. And I know we can do better.
We support the county's decision. We want to see more people get into shelters, housing.
Adam Moore is Homeless Services Director for Union Gospel Mission. He's glad the county will still share tents during cold weather and says they will too. But he hopes they won't have to as shelter space in Portland grows.
We want to address the root causes of their homelessness. And we celebrate when people make a step toward getting off the streets.
So does Matt.
Some people want to get off the streets and some people don't. And I particularly don't want to be out here.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
It's worth noting, though, the new rule does not prohibit organizations and private parties from handing out tents and tarps. And Portland City Council are pushing back on the mayor's proposed budget for homelessness. During a work session yesterday, City Councilor Loretta Smith says it doesn't make sense for the city to cut jobs in order to fund homeless services. Instead, she says homeless services are supposed to be handled under the Multnomah County Housing Department.
But see, you're swapping one group for another. You're saying, okay, who's more important, homeless folks or our folks? And you're pitting those two against each other. And now our folks are going to have to go on the unemployment line.
Smith's comments received pushback from other city councilors, including Steve Novick, who said, quote, "If any of us feel the need to yell at anybody at the budget, we should yell at the mayor." City Council will hold a work session next Friday. They must approve the budget by June 11th. Starting today, free life jackets will be available at several popular swimming spots along the Sandy River. Corbett Fire and AMR teamed up to place life jacket stands with more than 100 free life jackets at the 3 locations: Lewis and Clark Park, Dabney Park, and Glen Auto Park on the east side of the Sandy River Bridge. There are life jackets available in both children's sizes and adult sizes. And as we move closer to this year's fire season, the Oregon Department of Forestry is leaning on a new source of help. They're training people in custody to assist on the fire lines. John Adams went to Tillamook to check it out.
Crews here at South Fork have a long history of contributing to the firefighting efforts in the state of Oregon, and today new crew members learn the skills they'll need for this fire season.
More than 100 adults in custody are spending the week learning what it takes to become an Oregon firefighter, from laying hoses to constructing hand lines and more. We got an up-close look as crews were taught how to clean up hot spots, the last and one of the most critical jobs in putting out a wildfire. At the end of the training, these 10-person crews will join South Fork's other units in deploying during extreme fire events. Adults in custody at South Fork have been taking part in firefighting and forestry work since 1951. It's a welcome opportunity for Flynn Lovejoy, who is serving a 7-year sentence.
Being an AIC and being able to participate in being a firefighter, I mean, how cool is that? It's cool being able to be a part of that, being able to be a part of something bigger.
Despite it being mid-May, crews here from South Fork have already responded to 2 fires so far this season.